Welcome, my peeps, my peoples. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It'll be greatly appreciated. It's Mary Jane. Let's talk about the challenge season 32, episode 4 and episode 5. We're going to talk about both episodes with one video. So let's get into it. It's like, damn, Paulie, you're a grown man. You shouldn't let yourself be used or abused or taken advantage of because your friend Cara wants to make somebody jealous. And now you got all these targets on your back. Now you got all these people hating on you. Now you got all these people that you got beef with, all because of a woman that you haven't slept when you haven't did nothing with. So it comes, I don't know if it's going to come out later on that Cara and Paulie was actually, has some type of relationship going on, because it just doesn't make no sense for Paulie to throw himself on a dagger for Cara when there's $1 million on the line and he has a partner too as well. And then you have Cara knowing the ins and outs of the challenge, been on here for years, done won so many different times. She knows that Paulie is putting a target on his back. She knows this by, messing around with her, making Kyle jealous, and Kyle's gonna come after, Paulie. Cara's doing this because she wants some attention. She wants to kind of like hurt Kyle, make him show some type of, emotion towards her, that he cares for her, he likes her. So she likes this game that she's playing, but she doesn't care that she's jeopardizing, Paulie. She's jeopardizing Natalie. She don't give a care. All she wants is just to get some emotion, get Kyle riled up. It's like, damn, how old are you, Cara? You ain't never had attention before. You ain't never been with a man before. Like, what's going on? Like, Kyle has dissed you plenty of times on the last reunion. Not the last one, but the one where Kyle was on and they was making fun of Kyle, talking to everybody in the house, writing letters to all the other girls. And then when you won, you got that money, he bounced and went to Bangladesh, or he went somewhere and he bounced and he didn't talk to you until now, until he seen you on a challenge. And now you're caping after him, trying to make him jealous. Like, grow up, be an adult for once. It's like, damn, man. And like, you coming after Faith and you hating on Faith because Kyle's sleeping with her. Like, what that should tell you something. Just because he's showing you some emotion because you're messing around with Paulie, because he thinks you're messing around with Paulie, so therefore, and he's sleeping with a whole different woman. He's sleeping with a woman right in the same house where you live at, right in front of your face, right under your nose, and he ain't hiding it. So how does he care about you? You're so superficial for some type of attention that it is crazy. Like, you're one of the women that guys wish they had, that they can walk all over, dog all out, bring a woman in the house, sleep with her in the bed, say goodbye to her, and then you jump in the bed. That's the type of woman you're behaving and you're acting like. And Paulie's going to be a target and he's going to be on everybody's radar, and you putting him out there like that, all because you want to get some sympathy and some emotion after Kyle, so you can feel like, oh, maybe it wasn't all for nothing. Me throwing Leroy under the bus for Kyle wasn't all for nothing. Like, miss me with that. So anyways, Paulie and Natalie, they lose. Big shocker. Natalie seemed like the last time she was on the show that she was kind of like a good player, a good contender or whatever. But it actually seems like she's not really that good. Like, what's happening? Was it all just bananas? Him helping her out. I thought she was pretty decent, but so far she's just really bad. So they lose. And then they're going to go over there to the Redemption House. They lost the challenge. They're going to go over there to the Redemption House. And, Jimmy is kind of nervous because she's saying, all the Big Brother, all the reality TV shows, from Big Brother people are there, and they can gang up against her, a gang up against her and Brittany and Jenna. So, like, she's kind of worried. She don't know what's going on with this. And you got Shane. He's making fun of Kyle, talking about Kyle's, hair plants, his extension, everything else like that. It's just bad for business, he's just going. And then we have Chuck and Brittany. They finally make up. It's all good. Then Paulie and Brittany, they talk. And so Chuck and Brittany, they're doing that thing. Paulie, basically, he feels like, oh, okay, Brittany is with actually, Brad. So maybe if I lie and say that, Brittany was messing around with Chuck, I can mess with Brad game mentally, which will also mess with Kyle too as well, and throw their mental focus out. And so that's what he's plotting and pleading to do. That he's going to do, and he'd let everybody in the house know that that's what he was going to do. So it's like a real bad situation, and anybody that can basically say that Paulie's lying, that would Jimmy and either Brett or Jenna, they're gone. They'll be gone soon. So it's just like So Paulie's going to tell Brad that Brittany was having sex with Chuck. Really, really, really crazy. Only thing that Brittany really did that was wrong was what? Twerking in front of, Chuck, and actually walking around the house in her underwears. That's kind of like questionable, but she didn't do anything that was totally disrespectful to Brad in her relationship or anything like that. She wanted to get some things off her chest. She hasn't seen Chuck in a while, so she expressed that. Like, sometimes you need to get it off your chest to let it go so you can move on, especially to the person that has hurt you or betrayed you in the past, so you can have a better, fruitful relationship. So we got this bull crap where, Kaylee and Nelson, they have a love and hate type of relationship. It's going back and forth. Like, they're acting like they're cool now, everything's, but they still like each other. They still fond of each other. They're going to try to work things out, try to get to know each other, and not let people come into their business. But Nelson is a jealous person, and Kaylee's a jealous person, and she's immature, and Nelson can get twisted and won't focus on the game. And Kaylee already ran with her suitcases packing, and now she's back and she's still with the same bullshit with Nelson. Either call him your man, be with him, and make rules and regulation that you and Nelson gonna be together, and that's it. No flirting, no talking to no other B words like that. Keep your hands to yourself and let me know every conversation you have and if you got questions. But I don't even see why Kaylee would even want to go back to Nelson. I like Nelson. I think he's a good person. But the way that it went down with the situation where Nelson went back and told, Natalie that, hey, listen, Kaylee's cheating on Kaylee and Bananas were kissing, and then when the girls came after Kaylee and throwing her shit out and dogging her out and coming after her on Nelson's behalf, but also on a hating behalf, because Kaylee is prettier than most of them. So he didn't do anything to intervene. He just let it happen, and she ran off and she left. A real man would have stood beside her regardless of how he felt, but he felt betrayed because she was kissing him. Everyone said it was just kissing. Then some people, I think Devin said that they actually had sex or something. Then they said Devin was lying. Then Devin said he wasn't lying. He was telling the truth. So I don't know if it was more than just a kiss that Kaylee had with, Bananas. But I think when she left, she actually had sex with Bananas, or she was in his house. I don't know what they see in Bananas, but Bananas be having these young girls go crazy. They love that Bananas. So I guess he got a long banana. Maybe that's it. He knows how to use it because he got experience, because he's older than them young chicks. So we'll see what happens with that situation. And we see Zach. Zach talks about how much he cares about Jenna, and they've been going back and forth for 5 years. And, she's a lovely person, and she stood by him. If it was up to him, they wouldn't even be together, because we know he was very nonchalant about Jenna, and he could care less if he was with her. He broke up with her on TV. He was messing with other girls. He called her another girl's name. So basically, I guess Zach realized Jenna's the best thing next to sliced bread. So he's actually, caring for Jenna at this point and actually acting like he's her man, and they're together. So Jenna and Zach are actually together. So Jenna, she is the person that, no matter what, she'll go through any trials and tribulations just to keep Zach. Like, she don't give a shit. Like, she's the type of girl that, you could do whatever, but I just know you're a good person and you love me and I love you. I know there's some love in there for me. So, she stood by Zach. She didn't mess around with anybody else, and she always confessed her love for Zach, even cried on TV for her. And it's about time he finally makes it known that he has feelings for her and he likes her and he's with her. It took him a long time to do it, but he finally did it. So Jenna, she's really happy, and she's bummed that she is in the redemption house because she wants to be next to Zach. And Zach wants to be next to her. And so Zach is trying to talk to, Nelson about relationship, but you need to have a girl like Jenna to understand, like, she was with me through thick and thin. When I didn't want her, when I was denying her, she was still there. And you're not going to find a Jenna like, I don't know if Kaylee's a Jenna. So it's like that type of situation. But all in all, Paulie just bad for business. And I thought Paulie was going to be more mature about the situation, but he's really not that mature about the situation when it comes to Cara. He doesn't see where he put himself on the sword for her. He thinks just because he had a conversation with Kyle or whoever about, like, yo, listen, let's talk like two men, let's stand up. No, you let Cara insert you into their relationship, and whatever, not relationship, to her stalkish ways after Kyle, and you wanted to be a part of it, and look where it got you, into the redemption house, not once but twice. And now you got all these enemies and you got this target on your back, and your partner Natalie is not really coming through. So I don't know how long you're gonna last in this situation. But it don't seem like you care. It seems like maybe you and Kara got something more going on. For real, for real. For you to be putting $1 million on the line just to make Kyle jealous for Kara, sounds like maybe you want some of that Kara. Maybe you had some of that Kara. I don't know. It just really sounds pathetic and terrible. And so now, Jenna, she's very nervous about all this Big Brother alliance coming into the Redemption House because, only one team is going to make it back to the house, to the main house, and everybody else is going home. But needless to say, she was right. There is a Big Brother alliance, and Paulie and Natalie, actually, they go through the double cross. I'm glad the double cross is back, but I believe if they go in the order of which they enter the Redemption House, that's probably going to be the double cross, the double X, basically. So we get to the double cross, and Natalie and Paulie pulled the double cross, so they're safe. And they actually bring Jose and Devon with them to go to the challenge. And the other teams go home. So that means Jenna's going home with, Jimmy and Chuck and Brittany are going home. So anyways, the main house, they get a little call saying, hey, meet us at the, challenge area or whatever. Meet us over there because they got a challenge going on. And they realized that the housemates that they sent home didn't really go home. They was in the Redemption House chilling. So Zach is all happy. Brad is all happy. They're happy-go-lucky that they get to see their girlfriends and things like that. And they're hoping that they will come back. But needless to say, no. Paulie chose Devon and Jose to go against. And needless to say, Paulie did good, Natalie did terrible. But Jose and Devon, they won. And it was easy. All they had to do was get a sledgehammer through a hole. And actually, Jose was actually really guiding and helping Devon, actually get the sledgehammer through. And then they broke the ice and got through. It was like Natalie was just panicking. It seems like she needs, more structure and a partner. Like, she felt she's not as confident as she was before, because she was really confident when she was with, Bananas. And she was like, I thought she was a good contender. But right now, 2 challenges, 2 elimination rounds, and, she does bad. Like, it's crazy. So they lose. And then, Paulie's upset. He's pissed because of whoever voted him in. Like, this shit's going to happen. Everybody's going to end up voting for everybody at the end of the day. So no need to take it personal. You already have a target on your back, and you don't have the greatest partner in the world for you to be going after, Kyle, Brad, Zach, good contenders. Zach doesn't have a great partner, but Amanda's pretty decent. Amanda's really good at puzzles. She's smart. She's a nurse too as well. And you got Brad and Kyle. They're like a monstrous team. And you just have Natalie that's really has been underperforming. So, now you starting all this beef with them. Like, even though you guys already have beef, whatever, but you taking it to a higher notch and a higher level behind Kara. And Kara can't protect you. She can't help you. But maybe, her alliance with Bananas and Tony could help you. I have no idea, but it seemed like you're digging a grave for yourself, and you might not be able to dig your way out, especially behind some shenanigans, behind some foolery, like messing around with Kara and this bullshit with, Kyle. Kyle don't really want that girl. He's only playing it up because maybe the next, challenge, former exes. You know what I mean? So it is what it is with that situation. So, Paulie goes in at it. He's calling, Kyle names, Brad names, Zach. He's testing them. He's testing their gangster. He's testing their manhood. He thinks he's about it. So he gets sent back to the Redemption House. And plus, the way that, Paulie said, hey, listen, I'm going to send you guys' girlfriends home. What hurts the most, So anyways, just because they voted for him, you didn't even have to say that. But you could have just voted for their girlfriends without saying it, oh, okay, the better team, I'm gonna blah 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 or whatever, but you didn't. So anyways, Jose and Devon, they enter the house, And, Paulie goes back to the redemption house with a bang. And now Paulie also says that, Brittany was sleeping with Chuck or messing with Chuck and she wanted to be with Chuck. So now that is messing with Brad's head. Kyle's kind of worried. He don't know what's going to go on because now he knows that his partner has been tested, especially with the woman that he loves and he came into this house with, or they came at the same time, or whatever. So now it's going to be a problem. And Brad can go off. Brad sometimes can be overly emotional, and sometimes Brad can just lose it and he don't care about the game anymore. But we see Brad is maturing for now. For the last 2 episodes, we don't know what episode 3 is going to bring for us, because we know Brad can very switch up very well. So now we're on episode 5 now. Breaking Brad, because Brad is feeling a certain type of way. Kyle ends up threatening, Paulie, that he's going to get him this and that when he sees him, and he's going to kick his butt. Paulie's really getting into their heads. I think Kyle was just playing this up. He don't really care about Paulie like that. Because if he really cared about, Cara messing around with Paulie, all he has to do is say, "Come here, follow me, Cara. Lay down on the bed. You're my girl." And she'll gladly follow through. But he's not doing that. He's still sleeping with Faith. And so, Jose, Devon, they're back in the house, and they're going to try to keep as much of what went on in the redemption house to themselves, because they want to kind of use some type of leverage. People want to know what's going on, and they're going to continue to play this game with Brad's head, which at the end of the day, once Brad finds out the truth, he is going to annihilate Jose, because Jose is actually the one that sat down and talked to Brad and lied to him in so many different words and made it seem like Chuck and Brittany was getting it on, and she really wanted to be with Chuck, that Brittany really wanted to be with Chuck. But right now Brad is upset. He's mad. He doesn't know what to do. He's really upset because he came here for Brittany. He finally got everything settled in his life, his divorce. Brittany's a part of his family with the kids and everything. He barely has any money, but he brought her a nice birthday gift and all this other bullshit. He's crying boo-hoo ha-ha right now. He feels like he's being played, and he's being played in front of everybody and on national TV. And Brad does not like when people make fun of him or thinking he's a cow or he's a sucker. That's when that clock in his head goes off and it goes haywire, and he just goes around like the Tasmanian devil, and his eyes started bulging out and shit, and he started doing his muscles like he's Hulk Hogan. He's ready to fight. Brad has came a long way in the last 2 seasons he's been on, because how Brad used to be back in the day. First he was this mild-mannered guy, and then became this angry, vicious guy. Then he became a little bit of a racist guy for 1 episode until he got beat down. And then he went back to the normal Brad, just the diesel Brad that looked like Randy Savage. So moving on from that. And so then we got Derek. Oh my God, Derek. I know you happy that you didn't have no kids with him, Tori, because you guys were talking about having babies when I first was introduced to you two. I know you're happy and you feel so good that you broke up with him and you didn't have no babies with him. He's pathetic. He's an awful partner to have. Just like Shane said, he got popcorn muscles. He looks like he's this rough, tough, big and bad guy, athletic, but nothing. It's because, I think Derek is intimidated by everybody in the house. I think he has self-esteem issues. I think he feels like he's never good enough. I don't think that he actually give himself positive reinforcements. He always thinks of the worst. He gets nervous a lot, and he works himself up so much, and he thinks he can do it, but he doesn't put the effort in so he can do it. Actually listen, actually following directions, actually listening to a woman, actually listen to a woman that cheated on him, which is Tori, with someone that had a lot more experience. So Derek is like a terrible person. He's just on the same level as Veronica, but like you can see, like hopefully he'll get it right. But Veronica can get it right too as well one day. But Veronica, she always gets on my nerves. What she did to Anissa, accusing Anissa trying to take advantage of her while she was drinking, trying to use her prestige to get votes her way. And, Veronica was like, oh, everybody stopped liking me because I was hanging around with Anissa. And Anissa exposed me. Anissa did not expose you. Oh, Anissa pulled me out the closet. No, she didn't. You pulled yourself out the closet. Oh, Anissa tried to take advantage of me. I was so scared. Like, she could have really destroyed Anissa's career and or whatever her career is, because she does social work or social services or something like that, I believe. And then for her to accuse her of trying to sexually take advantage of her is really messed up, what, Veronica did. And I don't like Veronica for that. But you know what? I let bygones be bygones and move on. So we have, what's his name? Bananas. Bananas is chilling with Angela. He's like the bad girl. He likes her big booty and the smile. He's all over her. He's flirting with her. Knowing, Angela, you doing the wrong thing. You gonna go down in flames. Remember when Bananas left? How Natalie went down in flames? They done tricked her out. Remember the girl that Corey was dating? I forgot who she was. Maybe she was Kaylee. I don't know. The girl that Corey was dating, Alicia, right? Alicia? Something like that. Alicia, that Corey was dating on the show. When Corey left, what did she do? She go down in flames. So I think it's a bad idea for you to be messing around with Bananas, because he's the most hated and the most targeted. But I know it's a safe bet, and she feels like Bananas can bring her a long way. We'll see if he's able to. Usually he's able to carry whoever he wants to carry, because he has the power when people are scared of him. But like CT told him, ain't nobody scared of you, baby. Nobody's scared of you and Tony. The team to beat right now is Brad and Kyle. And so she thinks it's a good idea. Tony was like, I know Bananas don't really like her. He's just making sure that he can get a vote from her. And, Tony was like, Angela doesn't really like, Bananas. She just wants to be safe. So anyways, that's securing a vote for them not to, Angela and Faith vote would actually help Tony and Bananas. So when people vote people into, elimination. So that's one thing too. Now you got Faith. She's sleeping around with Kyle. So now you got a bunch of targets. Angela's making herself a target with Bananas, and we have Faith making herself a target with Kyle, because Kyle only care about him and himself only. When it comes down to it, Kyle is going to save Cara, because at the end of the day, Cara is somebody good to have on your side and on your team, because she can perform regardless how her insecurities are and how dumb she is. When it comes to men, she can perform, and she can perform under pressure. And she has really shown that, you can hate me now, but I'ma still win at the end, baby. That just make me so sick that she's so like, she wants to be used and abused by Kyle. She needs his affection. Like, damn, man, love yourself, respect yourself, have more pride in who you are and what you have accomplished, instead of chasing around some man that don't even love himself as well. Because if he got the hair plugs, he got all these transplants, he got false teeth, he got all this other stuff, he can't show you love because he don't even love himself. He doesn't even like what he see. You know what I mean? Or maybe he did it to further his career, but damn, you gotta have confidence. And he don't have confidence in himself too as well, because he went and did all that plastical surgery work that he has done. Number two, and then on top of that, he has insecurity issues too as well. So the little bit of love that he got for himself, he can't share it with anybody. So both of y'all need to move on. But Faith, Faith, I just know this is going to end bad for you. And you're going to look, unless you're a good player, unless you can win, but it's going to end up bad for you. That's all I can tell you. It's going to really end bad for you. Damn, this video is going too long. So where we at now? So now everyone is exercising and training and everything, trying to get everything going, trying to get everything worked up or whatever, because they don't know what the new challenge is going to be. CT tells Shane that him and Nelson are a good partnership, and they're real good. People worried about them or whatever. So that makes Shane feels good. But CT sees Veronica getting ready to go out or whatever, and Shane is trying to comfort CT and say, like, you know what, she said she really cares, and she was like, her worst nightmare is to be partnered with you, because then you're gonna really try to make her exercise all the time, and you're gonna be putting her down, and you're gonna want her to actually show who she used to be, her former shell. And she said that would be a nightmare if I'm partnered with CT. And CT was like, I don't want to hear that shit. You think she'll do better? Then we see Veronica, she's getting ready to go out to the club and party, get drunk, whatever, and CT's trying to convince her to work out. I know CT just wish. I wish for you too. Somebody just threw her in the lake, or the river, or the ocean. Because like, she really was just like, she don't give a damn. I told you, Veronica don't care about the $1 million. She's never there for the money. She's there for the fame, the TV, chilling, having new sex partners, starting trouble, trying to make new friendships, being vindictive and all this other stuff. That's where she's at, because she's not really there for the challenge, because that was the thing. She'll be exercising and working out and focus on the game, but she's not, and she doesn't care. She doesn't even care that her partner's begging to work out with her and exercise with her. Everybody else is working out and exercising with each other. You got Sylvia and Gosh. They're not really good partners, because Gosh really could care less about Sylvia, and he wants to work team one man. He doesn't think that he needs to help his partner. Sylvia feels a certain type of way that he's neglecting her. So it's all like, and they should, like, okay, yeah, Gosh voted her in. She was going to get voted in anyway. Nobody was going to vote Brad in, because there was a likely chance that he was going to come back. So you don't really have that much of a vendetta against Gosh, but Gosh, whatever he is, his steroids, I don't know if he's on steroids. You guys think he's on steroids? But anyways, I got respect for him, the way he went into that elimination round with Derek, so he can roll with the best of them. But he ended up getting beat by Derek, because you snooze, you lose. So that shit happens. And so then Jose and Brad sit down and have a talk. Jose's making it seem like, Brittany wanted Chuck or did something with Chuck, and showing her vagina all around the place or whatever in her panties and all this other stuff. So now Brad thinks that he has to break up with Brittany and it's over and blah, blah, blah. And he's going to do it. And we have Devon and Jose talking to, Faith. And Faith saying, like, you know what, the consensus is to get out the rookies. It's nothing new, but we can work together. The rookies can work together and do something. And Jose trusts his Faith. And Faith is connected to Brad and, Kyle. So maybe Brad and Kyle might bring them along on a little mission, because Brad really wants to get out, Bananas. He wants to get out Zach. Well, maybe he wants to get out the contenders that can really hurt him. Tony and Bananas is on his list. So we'll see what happens with, Shane and Nelson can go too as well. Brad wants all his competition to be eliminated. And anybody that ever did Brad wrong, it's in the back of his mind. But he's not going to let you know it, because he can hide his emotion when it comes to some certain things, and certain things he can't. So we have Kaylee getting jealous because Nelson and Faith are having a conversation. They had a conversation twice in one day at the club outside. And Kaylee's jealous. She's upset. She's mad. She has an argument with Nelson. Nelson tries to get her to come back to him, to talk to him. And they both realize they both care about each other. They're both jealous. They're both insecure. None of these mother effers are worried about the $1 million on the line. It's way too much. I don't know why you guys come on this show and worry about relationships. You guys act like you can't hook up and get no coochie, no penis outside of the challenge. Just think of the challenge as your job to get the prizes, the money. And normally you wouldn't, I don't know if Nelson actually still manages a strip club, because he still does. His prize is to bring home the lady that makes the most money tonight. So, anyways, they argue, they fight. They're both immature and they're both jealous. They both don't know how to, conversate and, make rules and boundaries and standards while they're trying to date in a high stressful environment, which they could do. They're not children. And it just making me realize that Natalie and Nelson need to take a break, or they need to make it seem like they're not together anymore, because it's so easy to get Kaylee jealous and it's so easy to get Nelson jealous, but nobody's really going to be flirting with Kaylee like that. I don't know why, but I guess because that's Nelson's girl. So anyways, it goes on. So now we get to the challenge, and the challenge is shark bait. So basically they got to jump on top of these stakes with ropes. They got to make it from one platform to the other platform and not fall. Whoever does the worst goes straight to the redemption house. And the slideshow, you'll see who did the worst, who did the best, who, jumped from one rope to the next rope. But everybody pretty much does terrible. I can't believe Zach fell. Who fell? Zach failed. Sylvia, she fell. Amanda had no other choice to fall because Zach fell first. Veronica fell immediately. Derek fell immediately. Who else fell? Cam didn't fall. Her partner fell. Who's Cam's partner? Kaylee, she fell. And I didn't even notice that Amanda and Josh have a relationship. They kiss each other. He helped her. Sylvia's all jealous. Like, he's supposed to. How's he helping her? He didn't even help me. I know he didn't help you at all on them ropes. He tried and he forgot about you. And so it goes down like that. So, CT's really upset. CT's mad. The team with the best score is none other than Kyle and Brad. They win. They're the team to beat. Bananas and Tony came in second place. They're tired of being a layup. CT is told him and Veronica gotta go to the redemption house. He's pissed. He's upset. He's mad. He gets to the redemption house. He just started drinking immediately. Right after he poured his glass, Veronica poured her glass. No, what she should have did? She should have started exercising and went to sleep. She should have did something. Then she cries to Natalie. Oh my God, Natalie. CT's mad at me because I'm a shitty player and a shitty person, and I don't want to try. I just want to be on TV, eat right, stay in this house, live on a mansion, blah, 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 travel across the world. I'm not in it for the money. So, she's telling Natalie like how upset she is. And then you have Paulie. He's cool with CT because CT's his idol. He looked up to CT, and he don't really want to go against him. But he hears CT pissing off, talking about Veronica, and he was like, well, if anything, she's crying and she wished she could really change. She was like, yeah, she's crying them crocodile tears. She can cry 7 churches. She's lying. She don't give a shit. She's only doing that for just sympathy, and she ain't gonna change, and I'm stuck with her and all this other stuff. And then Natalie was like, well, Paulie treats me right. Paulie does this because at least you tried. She's not even trying at all. So that situation is terrible. It's downhill. And so Natalie and Nelson, they actually make up, and so they're good. But Nelson actually fell too as well. And so we'll see what happens. And Tori's just trying to tell, Derek, just listen to me. Just listen to me. And, Tori said I should have went first. I didn't know why Tori didn't go first. I was so shocked that she let Derek go first. She let Derek talk her into too much stuff. Like, you got to stop being diplomatic and just be his boss or something, because he's going to have you guys out the game quick, fast, in a hurry. Veronica's acting like she felt guilty, but she doesn't really care. And we got Brad. He's feeling some type of way, so he's going to call Brittany, and he's going to possibly break up with her or do some dumb shit for no reason. And I think Brad should be a lot smarter than he is, because Brad's been on this show for years and years. He was actually on The Real World, and he know that people will lie and spread rumors. And he's seen people lie and spread rumors throughout his time on this show, on MTV. So why does he put any stock in what Jose says? He doesn't even know Jose. He doesn't even like Paulie. So why would he even listen to him? It's just like, it makes you think, okay, you got kids. You used to be a former husband. Like, you believe in all this. Like, and you know what happens goes on in the house. Peace. I'm out.